What's up, everybody? Justin here, and welcome to the channel, your original source for Lake St. Clair Fishing Reports here on YouTube. The Lake St. Clair Fishing Report is brought to you by Rose Marine. Welcome to the channel, folks. If you're new here, just to kind of let you know what we like to do here on the channel is I give fishing reports. I take you out fishing with me when I go out, either out here on Lake St. Clair or on the Great Lakes or throughout the state of Michigan. And also, I give you lots of product reviews as well. So if you're new here, be sure you click down below, hit that red subscribe button, and ding that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. So let's get into the very first open water spring fishing report for Lake St. Clair. First up, in the very first report of the 2019 open water season out here on Lake St. Clair, we're going to talk about your panfish, your bluegill, your crappie, your sunnies. Guys have been out and chasing them and doing fairly well on crappie in a few select areas, mainly the canals and the backwater areas. Good bluegill have been coming from the northern end of the lake. The mid and the lower end really haven't seen a ton of pressure from guys looking for panfish, but doesn't mean that they're not there. They're mainly fishing jigs with small plastics underneath bobbers for the crappie or even live minnows. Waxworms work well. Your small leaf worms or even your baby crawlers for the bluegill and sunnies have been effective as well. And again, your spikes always work at this time of the year. So if you got any of that leftover ice fishing bait, feel free to use it up out here this spring on Lake St. Clair. So that's it for bluegill. Next up, yellow perch. Yellow perch. There has been a little bit of guys out chasing. There's actually been better action from shore in a few areas for yellow perch than what there has been from the boat. And a lot of that's due to the wind conditions and the water conditions just haven't been great for the guys fishing bobbers out here just yet. The spillway is still producing yellow perch. Be sure you check your fishing guide for those special regulations for the spillway. A lot of the canals and marinas are producing them. A lot of the access sites like Salfridge has produced some perch out in front there. Brandenburg has produced some perch as well. And even up in the lower St. Clair River, some of those canal systems and the flats have produced some catches of yellow perch. So minnows are definitely by far the better option for them right now. They are in the middle of their spawning process, just like the walleye have just started up. So keep that in mind. There could be some opportunity for some really, really big wall mounters for you to get out there and get them. For you guys chasing walleye, the main two areas that guys are fishing is the Detroit River and the St. Clair River. As you know, historically, there's always a big run in the Detroit River, but with the walleye numbers and very, very large numbers that we're seeing here in the system right now, the St. Clair River is fishing really well currently still. They're also getting a lot of silverfish mixed in with the walleye up at Port Huron, and there's some silverfish being caught down in the north, middle, and south channel, respectively, but nothing super consistent, but they are around. Really nobody's trolled the main lake yet. I would expect guys to start doing that in a week or two, starting around Masonic and working their way north from there as the fish begin to move out into the lake as they finish their spawning ritual. For you guys chasing smallmouth bass, yes, guys have been out. Yes, guys are catching them, both from boat and from shore in a few access sites. There's some activity in Anchor Bay, Brandenburg, and Maryburg Park where a few fish have been caught off the fishing piers there. Salfridge, there's been a couple smallies caught there. Harley Ensign, there's always fish caught out there, but not a lot of guys have been fishing out there yet. But there always is some bass activity there on those warmer, calmer days, you can see activity there. Over at the Metro Park on the point, I have heard of a handful of fish being caught from the rocks at the end of the point, so some fish have begun to show up there. But anywhere that you have rocks or breakwalls are going to be key areas that you want to go out and target. Even if you're on a boat, those are key areas right now. Anglers that have been catching fish have been fishing very, very slow, and they're commenting about how light the bite and the take has been from these bass. So they're definitely finesse fishing small stuff like a TRD, a Damiki rig, a hair jig, small tubes, 3.5 and down. So definitely downsize your presentation and fish really, really slow right now if you're looking for smallmouth bass out here on Lake St. Clair. For you guys chasing esox, northern pike activity has been not bad, not great. There's been some good days, there's been some bad days, mainly up on the northern end in the spawning areas where anglers have found them. So you do have to work to locate them. Once you kind of locate a group of fish, you can have a good few hours of catching them. Lance Cruz Bay should begin giving up pike any day now. I know we have some very unfavorable weather coming for the boat anglers, but once that passes, they should be there in good numbers in the bay as well. For you guys that are wanting to fish muskie, and yes, you heard that right. I know it's a very controversial topic here on the lake, but there is now a year-round catch and release season available for muskie. So if you do decide to partake in that, be sure to keep the fish in the water at all times. If you want to take a quick picture, do it quickly, be gentle to these fish, and be sure to release them unharmed. The walleye clubs on the lake have done a great job of promoting catch and release fishery on this lake, and it's really helped the lake, so we need to make sure we do protect that resource, as it is the lake's apex predator and helps keep everything kind of in balance and check on the lake. So do take care of those fish when you do catch them, and enjoy. For you guys looking for shore fishing opportunities, basically any of the access sites are going to be really good. Port Huron up on the wall has produced lake trout, coho, Atlantics, steelhead, a couple whitefish even have been caught. They're getting walleye, so there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of variety up at Port Huron. Down in Detroit, on the Windsor side and the Detroit side, you can fish from shore for walleye, and some days have very, very good days right around the Ambassador Bridge in the Rensen and across from Caesars Windsor. There on their Riverwalk, you can have some very good days fishing from shore. Catfish, haven't really heard too much activity on the catfish front. I do know that suckers have begun to move into the river systems, the Black, the Pine, the Clinton. They're all have been able to find suckers in there, but the conditions have not been optimal because either it's cold or the flow's up. It's kind of been a running mill, but guys are having success catching those fish as well. So that's going to do it for the very first open water Lake St. Clair Fishing Report of the 2019 season. I want to thank everybody that is tuned in to the winter ones that are still around here for the spring ones, and for all you guys that haven't watched all winter long, welcome back to the channel, and I will keep you up to date on everything going on out here on the lake. So, as always guys, tight lines, happy casting, and we'll see you on the next video.
Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It helps me, it helps the channel, it helps everyone that likes to catch fish.